What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sean B back again with another episode of My Opinion Only. So I was just doing some some of my research and tonight I was watching a few videos on the Caleb Williams thing, right? So I try to give y'all a good sports topic all the time, and I think this is probably one of the most dominating headlines right now with Caleb Williams. Obviously, the Chicago Bears decided to go in another direction with Justin Fields, and I mean that was necessary. I think Justin he had some good bright spots. I think he had a lot of ups and downs. Um, I don't think the organization did as much as it could have did, but I think they did enough. Sometimes enough is enough, right? I mean, if I invested in you to move up to get you. Obviously, anytime you move up in a draft to get a quarterback, you clearly don't have a quarterback or not a very good quarterback. So you're gonna be a pretty much a bad team. But I think they were starting to come along, and I think it's just it's bad timing for Justin because how everything worked out, how it played out with Chicago making that trade with Carolina, um, and then it coming back full surface, and it's like, okay, now you get a chance to draft number one overall, and then you get a chance to draft a generational, potentially generational quarterback with Caleb Williams. So it was really bad timing for Justin Fields. And I think a lot of us don't talk about that. And a lot of the pundits on TV don't really talk about that. Like, it was a bad time in how everything played out. And, the Bears only won, what, 7 games last year. So when you put all of those things together, it was a real bad timing for Justin. Um, not only to succeed, but also I think he felt like he knew going into the season. As the season progressed, right, he had that weight on on his shoulders as far as, okay, we own Carolina's pick. Carolina's losing every week, right? They worst team in the NFL. So every week, no matter if you won or lost, you still had that pressure on you. The way I'm thinking, right? I'm Justin Fields. I'm trying to survive in the NFL. I've been inconsistent. I don't have a very stable organization behind me. Don't have a lot of pieces. I had some pieces, you know what I mean? But pieces were being brought in, right? So they made the trade for Sweat. They acquired a pick, in addition to already having that coveted number one overall pick plus a number 9 that they own as well. So you got 2 top 10 picks. You building a nice defense. Don't forget they picked up Tremaine Edmonds. They got Sweat in the trade. They got a couple of young guys. Johnson's a beast. So you building a defense, right? You have a Matt Eberflus, defensive coach. I think that's the identity. But now everything changes because now you get a chance with that pick to draft Caleb, right? And even if you don't draft Caleb, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be probably maybe better, if not the best quarterback. And not saying that Caleb won't be great, but Jaden Daniels, I'm sorry, is a beast, a beast. Very much flashes of Lamar Jackson, very much flashes of a slender, more athletic, uh, Geno Smith, very accurate downfield. Very fast, Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So I think, he can be a very, very good NFL quarterback. And to be honest, I think he's going into a little bit better situation, to be honest. Even though Cleveland has the number one pick, right? They can invest, they can go get Caleb, and they can go get his left tackle for the next 10 years. They can go try to get a Joe Alt, try to get the boy from it's another guy. I can't think of his name, but try to get his left tackle. Or you can just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go and get Brock Bowers, right? Get him a tight end. You got 2 number one receivers in Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore. Go get you, and you already got 2 tight ends. So you really don't have a tight end need. But if you wanted to just blow the lid off of everything, and get you somebody who looks like they could be the next Travis Kelsey, I'm sorry, then there you go. So you can go in so many different directions. And then the thing that I probably would do is trade back. You could trade back. You can get out of that pick. Let's say Minnesota, they want JJ McCartney, right? Or Michael Penix Jr., whoever, which I think is a real possibility with that offense that Minnesota runs. But they desperate. They need a quarterback. They want it. They say, fuck it. I'll give you both of our number ones for the number 9. So now you've got two first. You got two more picks, right? In addition to getting Caleb Williams. So now you got a number 11, and I think they got number 23. So they trade you their 2 first for your 9, right? So now you got 2 more number 1s to go package, right? So now you got even more ammunition if you wanted to say, F it, I want to move up a few more spots. So I got, 2 more first round picks. Let's say, I want to get me maybe a first rounder for next year and then maybe get me a third or something like that, right? With a team that will probably going to struggle. It's probably going to be another high pick. It's just so many ways you can do it. You know what I'm saying? So many ways you can do it. And I think drafting Caleb gives you that flexibility. But as I said, I think the Commanders' position for Jaden Daniels will probably be a little bit better because he's going to a more established coach. I think Washington, honestly, they're ready to compete. They're not ready to win a division title, but they're ready to compete. And if you get them a confident quarterback, they got weapons. They got a building tight end system there. I think the hire they made was a very good hire, very good, head coach. And good defense, solid defense. So I think, and then also not to mention Cliff Kingsbury coming in as OC. I think he's a really good OC. He's a very good developer of quarterbacks. So no matter which direction they go, if he get his hands on Jaden Daniels, I think that'll really be good for Washington. But as far as the Caleb Williams thing and Justin Fields, I think Justin got a little bit of a short end of the stick, but he also had an opportunity to prove himself, and he didn't totally. And I know, but sometimes that's the way these quarterbacks are rated now. You got to do more with less. Look at, the guys that's coming to the league the past few years, 2-3 years. Shit, look at your boy from Houston. You know what I'm saying? Lighten them up. First year in the playoffs, everybody, said Bryce Young's the better quarterback. Yeah, he's small, but, he has flashes of Drew Brees, da-da-da-da-da. And then, your boy go out there and light them up. Had probably at least top 3 best rookie season in history, statistically and overall performance. He was out there slinging it, man. So rookie quarterbacks, they're not given the 5-year window like they used to 10 years ago. You get a rookie guy, you're like, all right, we stink for the first year. Okay, that's expected. Then the second year, okay, we kind of stink. Then the third year, you expected to kind of, all right, let's win some more games. Let's go 8-8. You know what I mean? Let's go 9-8 now. Shit, let's even push for 10 wins, right? Maybe get a wild card. And then that 4th, 5th year, okay, we should be a playoff team. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. We're expecting to win minimum 10 games, 11, 12 preferably, right? You've had time to develop. We've put the team together. The organization should be running optimally. So now we should be a playoff team. And that's just not the case for these guys these days. Like, they're expected to come in and win because you have those young quarterbacks who've come in the league, a la Patrick Mahomes, right? Second year in the league, threw for 5,000 yards, right? 50 touchdowns, some crazy shit like that. Now, only being in the league 6 years with 4 rings, you know what I'm saying? 3 rings, I'm sorry. So, and going for a 3-peat. So, you look at the quarterbacks now that are doing it, that are in the league, they're given a shorter window, and that puts a lot of pressure on head coaches now. That's why head coaches don't last long. It puts a lot of pressure on organizations because these quarterbacks are coming out of the college game ready. A lot of them have come out ready. You've had some duds, you've had Mac Jones, and I think Mac Jones would have been a very good serviceable quarterback, but I think New England ruined him. But who knows what happens in Jacksonville, because I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to stay healthy. I hope he does, but I don't think he's going to stay continuously healthy, especially at that frame, because, he's just not built, and that division is only going to get tougher. because obviously my team, the Colts, we're going to get better with Anthony Richardson. We got a good young defense, very good head coach, and Shane Steichen. And we're gonna be a problem in 2 years. And in Tennessee, they're retooling, so I really don't expect a whole lot, but they can definitely win some games with Will Levis. Um, and then you got the Texans, which are to me gonna be next year in that race for a number one seed. You better believe it. You know what I'm saying? With the way D'Amico Ryan's got them boys playing, that defense is only gonna get better. Will Anderson Jr. is a stud. And then the quarterback position is set for the next 15 years. As long as he can stay healthy and obviously blessed and out of trouble and things like that. 15 years, you'll see him in Houston. So, you know, and then not to mention, you still got those teams out there um, that are still in search of their quarterback savior. But overall, I think Chicago did the right thing. I think they had to get rid of Justin. I think I would have loved to see them though go that route, keep Justin and build around. I think it would have worked. But passing on Caleb Williams when you've been so wrong at quarterback, they could have had Mahomes, right? They passed on so many great quarterbacks in the past 10 years, right? Chicago has to get it right eventually, especially for Ryan Pace to keep his job. And especially just for the fan base. They deserve that. They're diehard fans in Chicago, and they haven't been good for a long time. So um I think it's time. I think they gotta go and get, and not only that, they need a face of the franchise. Justin really wasn't the face, you know what I mean? And I don't think he would have ever been the face, but I think it would have worked. I think if they would have kept number one and traded back, right, they could have got a haul for that number one pick. Even if a team like New England wanted to move up, they could have got two first rounders easily. Two first rounders, a second and a fourth, right, for that number one overall pick. That would have been my call, right? In addition to still having your nine, so now you potentially have three first round picks to build around Justice. Because say if you move up, and that team give you their number one for this year, number one next year, maybe a third this year too. So you'll get a additional one and a three, right, with that number one pick. And I mean, shit, who knows? I mean, probably maybe even three first round picks, or at least, I wouldn't have took anything less than a one next year, and probably a two and a four. You know what I'm saying? Just to make it reasonable, I guess. But I think, like I said, Chicago made the right move. They had to go in that direction, and I think going forward, I think Chicago gonna be all right if they don't miss on this draft. And the key is developing Caleb, because Caleb can come in whatever, but if you don't develop him the right way, you're in a budding division. Green Bay ain't going nowhere. They're going to get better. Jordan Love is the real deal. So he's going to be a perennial playoff quarterback. And he's one of those exceptions where, okay, this is like his fourth year, actually, or third year. But of course, he sat behind Aaron, so he didn't get that microscope. And when he did the first year, he got it. He did what, and that's what I mean by the pressure, right? Because this is his first full year starting, and he took them to the divisional round of the playoffs, beat the shit out of the Cowboys, and he played a hell of a game, very clean game, and damn near beat the 49ers. If they had a few mental, errors and a few mistakes, a lot of the coaching calls were kind of bad, but could have damn near beat 49ers, right? And went to an NFC championship game his first full year starting. So, these young boys now, they expected to come out and win. So I think Justin, I hope he does well. I hope Russell does well too. I hope he can get some playing time in. I hope they can do something there maybe at least next year or the year after. Even if Russell do good, he might get a team next year to say, look, I'm ready to give you the bag. You know what I'm saying? And he might can go to maybe a New York or, because New York's going to be bad. You know what I mean? They don't have a quarterback. They lost Saquon. They're going to be terrible. So they're going to probably get the number one pick next year. If not, at least top five, because Daniel Jones is not the guy. And I think they know that, but they kind of handicapped with the cap. And I think they got their eye on what's coming up next. You got Arch Manning coming out. in like a year. So I think he's gonna play this year, start up, if I'm not mistaken. And then he'll be almost ready to come out next year. And you got a couple of other good quarterbacks up and coming. So I think they probably looking more forward down the line, but they're gonna be terrible. You know what I mean? And you got teams like, like I said, New York, still don't know what Arizona might do. It's a lot of teams out here that still need quarterbacks, and that'll be in the need for Russell Wilson if he can prove that he can get back to the way he was. And if not, the Steelers will pick him up. Steelers will sign him to a 3-year, 4-year long-term deal, where he can play, because he said he wants to play into his 40s. So let him. If he's productive, what else you got? You know what I mean? Because other than that, you got a team that's going to win 8 or 9 games and go to the wild card every year and not do nothing. And then you're going to be picking in the middle of the draft, so you'll never be able to get a generational talent. So it's an endless cycle with teams like Pittsburgh. So they had to make that move to try to get over the hump a little bit. But all in all, the draft is going to look good. So uh, that's pretty much all I got for y'all tonight, man. If y'all want to see more videos like this, hit like, subscribe, share. I'm about to be deep diving into the janitorial game. As you all know, I own a business here locally, Beyond Clean Janitorial and Detailing in Norfolk, VA. We getting ready to take off, so most definitely keep your eyes posted on us. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe, share, boost me up. Let's get it. Remember, your opinion matter. Peace.